Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. Before we start, make sure y'all subscribe, like or dislike. Always keep it real, man. If you don't like the video, you can hit the thumbs down. I ain't mad at you. Turn that notification bell on. And as always, drop a comment. So today's video, man, 0 fucks given. And let me go ahead and break the title down to you. I met a dude when I was up Greensville, man, that was a younger black dude. Real ratchet, real loud, always into something. He was a shooter on the streets, man. He was in there, doing natural life. No possibility of parole. For y'all that don't know, as of June 1995, they abolished parole in the state of Virginia. So if they give you 100 years, you're not going home in 20. You're not going home in 25. Your ass is there until you die. So I run across 0. He came in the pod. He had just got there from receiving. And right out the gate, this dude was trouble, man. He got mixed up into the gangs. He's what's popping blood, what's popping slime. He's blood affiliated. He's in the gang as soon as he gets there, man. Couldn't wait to join the gang. And they're violating him. For y'all that don't know what violating means, that means you've done something that your set feels is wrong or goes against their code or their rules, and they're gonna have a couple of their dudes put hands on you for a set amount of time, not a long time. I think it was usually 90 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever it may call for, because this dude just kept drawing so much heat to them what they had going on. Now, while he was in the pod with me, on several occasions, he would run into dudes that he knew from the streets. And somebody asked me the other day, did you ever run into people you knew from the streets? If you were out here in these streets and you were committing crimes and you ran with gangsters or killers or, hitters, whatever, man, and your lifestyle, was that, and you were surrounded by those type of people, you are going to run into people in there that you know. Because a lot of y'all are going to end up dead and a lot of y'all are going to end up locked up. Now, 0 got his name from the title. They called him 0 because he gave 0 fucks. That's what he used to tell me. I asked him one time, I said, why they call you 0? He was like, because I give 0 fucks, man. I don't care. I got nothing to lose, so they call me 0. First, I've never heard nobody with that name before. Let me get back to it, man. He was telling, this wasn't the first time I heard this, he was telling one of his homeboys that he ran into that lived out in the same project he lived in. He was like, man, I don't give a fuck, shorty. I got, 100 some years in this bitch. I ain't never going home. And his homeboy, had a lot of time too. And they're dapping it up like this is cool. And I remember looking at him thinking, this hasn't set in yet. This guy doesn't understand that this gangster mentality and these lives he's taking has taken his own life, and that he is going to be a very, very old man in here. If it sits in then. But he's going to wake up one day and he's going to be old and he's going to realize his whole life has passed him by. Now, this dude may have been 21 at the oldest. And if he was, he spent the first few years of his adult life in the jail going through trial and receiving. But he would brag about his time. Now, the lifers and the other lifers and the convicts in there, I'd see them, they didn't really like 0. Because there's nothing to laugh about. Some of these guys have been down 25, 30, 40 years, so they understand the severity of what a life sentence means. 0 did not. He ran around like it was a joke, rapping, getting stuff from people and bucking, meaning not paying them for it. Whatever. He's in a gang, so you're not going to do nothing to him, you know what I mean? He lived like he had nothing to lose. Now, I've done a lot of time with a lot of lifers, and that's not how they live. Now, a lifer, you may think has nothing to lose. For a lot of those guys, they've restarted their life inside of prison. They understand it's better to be here and breathing than dead and in the ground. At least I'm able to still communicate with my family. I'm able to just be alive. I'm able to exist. So to see somebody else take a life sentence as such a joke is disrespectful to the guys that truly understand it. So they didn't like him. you know. So over time, man, I think he was in the pod with me about 5-6 months. And he always used to say, man, I got life. I don't give a fuck. I'll kill somebody here. I ain't never going home. I don't care. Like, he was constantly saying that. And I didn't really deal with dude that much, man, because I didn't want the drama. I didn't want to put hands on him, end up having to fight everybody else. It was always some just trash that came with dude, man. And I really thought Zero gave zero fucks. I thought this guy just did not care he had life. He joked about it, he laughed about it, like it was a big game to him. And then I get jammed up and I go to the hole. Now, I've been in the hole, I think about 2 weeks at this point, when I hear the cell next to me pop open and it was empty. And I look through the crack in my door and I can see Zero coming down the hallway. He's then got himself in something, then I locked his ass up, put him in the hole. We started talking more as we were in the hole about the things that led up, you know, to him being incarcerated. I'm not going to get into a lot of it because I know, you know, last I heard, he was trying to work his appeal. I think he was at the, you know, by now he's at the stage of habeas corpus, for y'all that know what, you know, legal terms are. But we talked more about, you know, the events that led up to him getting locked up, him growing up, and he more or less told me that he ran around the streets acting like a gangster, but he really wasn't. He's like, I wasn't a gangster. I portrayed a gangster. I wore a gangster's outfit. I wore jewelry and toted a gun and did all the things you would think a gangster would do. He was like, because that was my environment. That was everything I was surrounded by. And we've all heard the saying, everybody's a gangster until a gangster shows up, right? Meaning, you can pretend to be this, you can pretend to be that, you can pretend to be hard, this, all that. But when somebody that really, really does that shows up, you're going to be exposed. Who you really are is going to come out. If you're a bitch, everybody's going to see it. And that's what happened with Zero. He said a new dude showed up out there where they were at, and that, you know, push came to shove, boom, he's in prison. So he never, during any of this, to my acknowledgement, or to what I could understand, showed really any care that he had life. But he did tell me, I'm not really stressing it. I got my appeal in, and they messed up on my court case. And I know I'm going to beat this. I'm not sitting here for life. That's why I laugh and joke, because I know this shit's temporary. I'm going home. I said, what if you don't go home? He was like, I'm a gangster, man. It don't matter. I do whatever. Wherever I'm at, there I am. I don't care. And I was like, that's what's up. So a couple weeks go by of us talking, chatting, you know, trading off little tray items and stuff. And his first stage of his appeal comes back. And he's like, I got my appeal. My legal mail showed up. And I said, what did it say? What did it say? And he was like, hold on, I'm about to open this up. I'm going to read it and let you know. And a couple minutes before mail came, we were talking, and he was super thug. He was animal thug. Like, you know, he was about that life. And I could hear him next door flipping through the papers. And all that, immediately, when he started talking again, the tone in his voice left. That I don't care left. And I could hear that he was choked up. I said, what's going on, man? He's like, man, they denied my appeal, man. I said, well, you know, you got other stages of it. You're going to be all right. You Zero, right? He was like, hell yeah, I'm Zero. You fuck, you know what I mean? I'm going to do what I do, man. One way or another, it don't matter. I'm here. That's all I care about. Fuck these people, man. Yeah, I got life. So what? It wouldn't be maybe a matter of minutes. And the hole is quiet at times, like quiet to the point you can hear somebody farts, you hear toilets flushing, you know, you can hear somebody drops a pin. It gets quiet certain times of the day. And I can hear him next door crying. I can hear this guy that's supposed to be this killer, this savage next door, and he's sobbing and crying. I was standing at the door listening, and I just kind of put my head down. And for a second, I started to ask him if he was okay, but I already knew the answer to that. He had been shot down. I think at that moment, I don't know if the fact that he had life set in on him, I don't know if the fact that what he thought was going to happen didn't happen set in on him, or if who he really was came to surface. We ended up talking. I left the whole couple, days later, and I went back to population. I didn't see Zero no more after that. But we talked about his upbringing, his mom. He never had a dad. Then he ended up living with his grandma, then an aunt. And we just just making conversation, went through his history. And Zero had been dealt a hard hand. But he had also had a lot of opportunities along the way. He had had job opportunities to move with different family members out of state and get out the hood, and he didn't take them. And he said, "Because I'm a gangster." Now, what I want y'all to get from this, and my reason for telling y'all this, is we need to focus on what we do today and how it affects tomorrow. Me, I'm somebody that doesn't live for today. I live for every day. I live for tomorrow. I live for next week. I live for next year. I'm an overthinker. I'm an overseer. I look towards the future. I look at how what I'm doing right now can affect me in a good way or in a bad way. And a lot of people can't do that. Zero didn't have to end up where he was. He didn't have to become Zero. Also want y'all to go back to what I said about everybody's a gangster until a gangster shows up. You can run these streets pretending to be whoever you want to be. You can talk however you want to talk, dress however you want to dress, do whatever you want to do. And if that's who you are, that's who you are. But please believe, if that's not who you are, in due time, you're going to be tested. Don't become someone that you're not, unless it's in a good manner. Don't become Zero. My heart hurts for a lot of the dudes, man, that had opportunities and pissed them away. I know guys out here right now in these streets that run around pretending to be something they're not. That I know the real them. I know who they really are. But hey, everybody's a gangster until a gangster shows up. Everybody's got zero fucks, right? Not me. And I see right through it. Make a change before the change makes you. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Jay Williams. Let's live life. And until next time, to all my real ones, and there are some real ones, because y'all still watching me. Y'all know what it is, man. Salute.